time to announce our next Cityline book club pick. It's Empire of Wild by Tracy Moore. Now, this is a captivating novel inspired by the mythological Métis story of the Rougarou, a werewolf-like creature that haunts the roads and woods of Métis communities. It's a messed up, grown-up Little Red Riding Hood, and it is absolutely an incredible read. Please welcome the author I have with me right now, Cherie Demoline. How are you? I'm great, thank you. I loved so much about this book, but what I really loved was the amount of heart and soul and grit. Like, the characters to me really spoke to me as real people I might want to have a drink with one day. So I want to know, where does the inspiration for these characters come from? Are they based on any family members? Are they?
Well, I think legally I'm supposed to say no. But all characters are kind of an amalgamation of family, of friends, of people that I grew up with. Yeah. Certainly in all of my stories, there's always a matriarch, a mare, a woman that holds it together, and that absolutely is based on my own grandmother, who was a story keeper and a storyteller, and who I had the privilege of growing up with very closely. We lived together my whole life up until she passed, and so a lot of the stories come directly from her.
Can we hear it for the grandmas out there? Like, grandmothers are crucial. Yeah, crucial. If you have one, hang on tight. Yeah. I want to know talk about the role of myth in this book, because the myth of this werewolf-like creature is it's sort of the overarching storyline in this book, and it serves a purpose. Myth. What purpose does the myth of this werewolf sort of serve in this book? I know it's kind of a big question.
Yeah, no, well, I think I can narrow it down to my own experience of the Rougarou in my community. My community is across the bay on the Georgian Bay. It's near a town called Penetanguishene, which is Anishinaabe-Moan, actually. It's Ojibwe. The word means land of the rolling white sands. Okay. And so my community was sort of on the opposite side from the town, and there was one road that led into town. And so when I was young, when I was growing up there, the women, my grandmother and her sisters, used to tell stories of the Rougarou, especially around the summer season. They would say, they wouldn't say to me, don't go into town, it's not safe for the women from our community, you know, we go missing, we get hurt, it's not a good place for Indigenous women to be. Instead, they would say, you know, I heard the Rougarou was out on the road last week, so you might not want to go anywhere alone. You know, I heard that Rougarou was out by the field there over by Dizome, so you might not want to head anywhere after dark.
Let me tell you, that would work on me.
It did.
That would work on me.
It did.
And that's sort of the point. You want to keep your people close and safe, and the girls particularly, right?
The girls particularly. And for the boys in the community, it was they could turn into the Rougarou. So if they didn't respect the women in the community, or they didn't take care of people, they could become the Rougarou. So his myth really is about keeping us safe in all ways.
Amazing. We're going to have a Facebook Live chat on Wednesday, October 30th at 10 a.m.